Just a brief update in regards to my next big break coming up, and which is happening super soon. I started to celebrate earlier, just rejoicing that I finally get the time that I need. But in regards to this big break, I found out it's going to be 3 weeks. You heard me right when I say it's going to be 3 weeks. Wow. Let me say that again. 3 weeks. That's a very long time. Yeah. I really, really, really need to take advantage of this. Because 3 weeks is huge, if you think about it. Because if I don't end up doing what I'm supposed to do in regards to my agenda, I know I still got some other plans I got to come up with, and especially as it regards to my remaining basketball shoot-around schedule. Right now, I think after today at Zimmerman Park, which is kind of a piss-off game, to be honest with you, I think that's already I already have played 54 games, if I'm not mistaken, and for home, I think it's still like several games lower on the total, but I think I already have 47 played at home. So, I'm trying to equal it to where I both have 62. So as of this entire month, I've played a lot of home games like I planned. All those home games, mind you, are in Cerritos Park East. So all the games, how many did I play this month? It was August 1 and then 4. And then it was the 8th. And then was it the 12th, I think? No, excuse me, the 11th. So it's 4. And then I think I played again on the 15th. That was 5. And then 6 on the 18th. And then, so that's 6. All in that same park, Cerritos Park East. So now I think that totals up to, if I'm not mistaken, 47 games. So I'm gonna have another video on basically where I'm at on my remaining schedule for the shoot-around season, and what possibly the upcoming games are gonna be. Even though I already know several what they're gonna be, especially on the road. So I'm gonna have a breakdown of that. I need the time to plan it, even though I already know what some of those games are. I gotta plan out the rest, especially since I got 3 weeks. So my big break is supposed to end right in the middle of September. So that's like right at the halfway mark on the 15th. That's the day after Dewey's actual birthday, mind you. But yeah, so I pretty much got all of next week and the first couple of weeks of September, and then the big break ends right at the halfway mark of September. So it's gonna be big for me. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have another video on pretty much where I'm at with my shoot-around season. As we near the month of September, and to see how many games I have left at home and on the road, and see which games I'll be able to play, I'm planning to play, and what days are gonna be, especially with this huge 3-week break. So I'll have that up once I get, figure out what the breakdown is and see what those games are. I'm gonna need time on that. So yeah, as it pertains to this 3 weeks big break, man, like I said, if I have to, I gotta go 10 a day. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, there is no way in hell and I'm going to say this once again, there is no way in hell that during that entire 3 week or throughout the entire 3 weeks that as I continue my job hunting, if I were to go 10 a day, you cannot tell me that I'm never going to get any job interviews within that 3 week period. You cannot tell me. There's no way in hell that I'll be getting none. If that's the case, that's going to be a huge disappointment and a major piss off for me, because I already know what I'm going through as far as how this year went, and I already said everything I needed to say. You can just look at all my past videos and as to why I said this about my 2025 and where I stand. I have plenty of videos regarding where I stand with my social life, my life, and my job situation. You know what I'm saying? Even just the year 2025 alone, I already said enough of what I need to say. You can just look all the way back at what I've talked about if you're interested in hearing why I said what I need to say. So, especially as regards to my dump. So anyways, I just thought I'd break this, just with excitement, because 3 weeks is huge. And I already know what my plans are. I totally forgot to mention about doing breakfast only. And as it turns out, my guy, boss, will not be able to make it for the upcoming Kobe Bryant Day, which is Sunday. He's the same guy that hit me up and like, hey, what are you doing on Kobe Bryant night? It's like, hey, what does he want to do? Hey, let's go grab dinner at El Torito, man. Well, unfortunately, he can't make it. Something came up. So instead, I may have 2 breakfast only episodes coming up. So, this coming Sunday, me and Prince Albert, Carlos, and Eugene, we're gonna have one on the morning of Kobe Bryant Day, and then obviously on the 31st as well. Regardless if it's whether it's me and Neil, I know I've been relegated to saying Neil now these recent times, even though I called him Eugene so much. But I think I've been saying Neil a whole lot more, especially now, as that's the name on the on my contacts list now. Used to be Eugene, but everyone knows what I did right toward the end of January. So anyways, so I may possibly have 2 breakfast only episodes coming up, which is this Sunday and the last day of the month, which is the 31st. So I totally forgot to mention that when I discussed what my plans are for this big break coming up, before I found out it was going to be 3 weeks in the previous video, which was yesterday. So so like I said, this is going to be huge, and I'm really, really, really needing to buckle down and prioritize my job hunting, because these feelings are starting to get really worse. They're starting to get worse. Like, I just cannot find myself sitting down and really feeling like I belong there anymore. And y'all already heard me cook so hard on that dump that it's to a point where, as I approach my 13th year, which I'm still trying to avoid, a lot of these guys know, as far as my true suffering and why I just can never be myself, and especially what transpired last week. So, I need to buckle down. I would be surprised if I didn't get any interviews during that 3-week period. Just considering how much breathing room I have throughout those 3 weeks, it's time. I need to see a breakthrough coming. I've been needing to see a breakthrough coming for me, and it hasn't happened. Now it's really, really time. I remember last year I had 2 Zoom interviews during that week where I had all the time to myself. I was like right in the middle of September, and I thought, man, I had the thought, yo, my breakthrough's coming. And unfortunately, I'm still there. Now, mind you, I did have another one that same month. When was that? Like, it was prior to, that small break that I had. And it turns out, hey, I think that, this has already happened at like several of my past interviews where I'm very much qualified, and I thought I would get it, and that's almost what it sounds like every time, especially on these several interviews I had back in 2022, and unfortunately just not the case. So as of right now, I gotta do what I need to do, and now I got plenty of breathing room for me to get everything done. I got plenty of breathing room. There's no excuses. No more excuses. If I don't at least get a few during this 3-week period, then that's a huge problem, and that's going to make my 2025 even a bigger failure. So other than the failure that's already been, to where I'm at the point of just really trying to fix things, and so I got to do what I need to do, period. Anyways, I know I spent pretty long on this 3-week period, but I got a couple more other videos to discuss regarding both of my shoot-around games today and the other day, which is the 3 points only game, the hardest game I ever played. So stay tuned for that, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.